So hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Finally, eventually, Mother Nature threw her tantrum last night. So thank you very much for rescheduling and coming back aboard tonight. I'm so thankful and so happy that you have rescheduled. We do have the treat of Kylie Donaldson joining us at 8:30, but we really want to kick off and get some business stuff done first. So we did have a task for last week, so I'm just going to open that up and I'm going to ask you now live, or if you are on the recording, if you're watching the recording, you have 24 hours. So it's 8 p.m. Wednesday night, you have till 8 p.m. Thursday night to get back to me with your numbers on your list for the person to win the tub of cookies and cream or salted caramel. So one at a time, just come on, or maybe do it in the chat. If you can actually type in the chat, please, and tell me how many people you had on your list from the task, which was to go through isamovie.com/au and then write the names of the people who came up in your mind as you were watching each video. So can you guys start the chat, please, and then tell me how many people you have written on your thing. Anyone typing? Can you type in the chat? Here we go. I'll start it for you. 22. That's okay, Di. 22 is the start. Good girl. Tara's got a new hair color. George, did you do them? Do it? Just give me a, so Lane and Clint, you guys didn't do it. George didn't do it. Em, did you do it? Did you get done, chick? No, Di did it. Kat, did you get it done, chickie? Just give me a shake or a nod. No, sorry, I have my glasses going. And I think Tara, if Tara's comes back to me, hang on. How many did you do, Tara?
262.
262. So at the moment, all right, hang on 2 seconds. Okay, so pen in hand, okay? I'm going to give you this task again because this task is paramount to what you are going to be doing in terms of contacting people for the Fit and Lean 2018 campaign. You must go on to isamovie.com/au, okay? There will be videos under each subheading: weight loss, energy and performance, healthy aging, and wealth creation, okay? There's four subheadings and there's videos in there. You need to watch each of those videos, and as you're watching the videos, whatever names are coming in and filtering into your brain, please write those names down, okay? So you would like do little columns, right? So you'd go weight loss, energy, performance, healthy aging, and as the names are coming up, write them in your column, okay? These are your people to contact for the Fit and Lean 2018. All right. Okay. And yeah, super duper busy, Chicky D. No worries. I'm going to put my hand on my heart and tell you absolutely. I think I got 22. So same thing. But here's the thing. Guess what? We are all busy, but there's no such thing as failing. There is simply picking this task up again and doing it again. Okay. We know we have to have a list of people to be able to contact. We can't just think them in our head and also think that they're going to come to us and approach us. With the Fit and Lean 2018, we actually have to be proactive. Now, for people who are already in Isagenix and doing Isagenix and have already got an existing team, okay, Lainey and Clint, Georgie, anybody else coming on and watching the replay, BJ, Fiona, Mel, you must also go back through your existing team. So all of those people who have gone MIA or fallen off, you must also use those guys too, and you must go back to your past users, okay? Cool. There is going to be no script. Someone might start to flow a message around that's working for them, but I'm a firm believer that if you use somebody else's script in contacting people, the message is not your own, okay? You can kind of have a little bit of a template, but if you say, hey, I just wanted to contact you because we have this campaign happening and I thought of you, it's going to sound robotic, okay? And you really also need to You need to flow through your energy on this. So my recommendation would be, if you have the person's phone number, pull your big girl panties up and make a phone call. If you have their phone number, it means that they're your friend. Straight up, okay? Straight up, pick up the phone. If you don't have their phone number, you're connected through Facebook call, okay? Doesn't matter what time of day you Facebook call them. If they can't answer, it's going to go to message. You can leave them a message. The awesome thing about Facebook messaging and Facebook calling is you get a little notification when that person's back online. So guess what you do if you're sitting at your messenger? You call them straight away, okay? The voice energy here in portraying what Fit and Lean 2018 is all about is what is going to get your people across the line, okay? Now, going to get into some nitty gritties. So again, you might want your pen, okay? The fit, you can search the hashtag Fit and Lean 2018 and you will find the group, but you cannot add yourself and you can't add your people to it yet. Okay, it's there and it's created, but it's not open to people yet. Okay, I put that pre-registration form in the chat group, and I did think that they said that they were going to do another one, but it doesn't look like they have. So that pre-registration form that is in that team chat, you need to save that to your computer. You need to save it as a file somewhere. The people that you're talking to about Fit and Lean 2018, you need to send them that document. They need to fill that in, type it in. I think it's typing actionable. They need to then send that back to you. Does that make sense? Cool. So it's all apparently been able to, like, you can you can send it to them electronically. They can type in it electronically. They can send it back to you electronically. All it is, if you've opened it up, is just basically their personal details. There is no credit card details on there. There's no details for payment. You have to then call the person to have a call with them to work out what pack is going to be best for them, to recommend their pack. Final orders. Now, this is also another thing. You've got to be very smart in terms of your location as to when you have your final orders happen. Now, being just outside of Melbourne, the final orders for us will be the 8th of January. Being up in the Sunraysia, or being, like Tara in Gunbower, if you're regional Victoria, I would be suggesting that your final orders are actually probably done close out of the commission week, the 2nd of January. Okay, for them to definitely no later than the 4th, which is the Thursday, because that's going to allow you, if you get it done, let's say Thursday midday, you will then have kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 business days for delivery. Is that enough? Or yours takes 3 still, Tara, to Gunbower? So you've just got to be very careful. You've got to be mindful of where your person lives, okay, in terms of delivery, to work out when that final date's going to be, because we all kick off as a group on the 15th of January, okay? Now, this is open to new people and existing. So us as an existing team, if we are committing to Fit and Lean 2018, you must also have a minimum 30-day pack ordered, or all of the constituents of the 30-day pack, right? So let's say, for instance, you've got a stockpile of stuff at home and you've just got the shakes, but you need to get all the ionics and the cleanse, then you need to, I would be suggesting, and I will suggest this to the group, that as each person gets added, that you have a photo with your 30-day pack, because you need to prove to yourself and you need to prove to everybody else that you have your products, okay? Especially if people are looking up to you as their influencer. All right, makes sense? So same again, your stuff has to be ordered on time, and your new people's orders must be done on time for it to be delivered. Actually, it needs to be delivered by the 12th, which is the Friday, because there is a live call within the group on the Sunday, which is the 14th, which is a group open the box. Does that make sense? Okay. So instead of us one by one individually, let's, because this is going to be massive. Okay. I hope you guys understand that this is going to be huge. So there is all likelihood, let's say Tara with her list of 262 people. If we contact 262 people, 10% will join. That will be 26. How hard will it be for Tara to personally coach 26 people through a 30-day cleanse? Super difficult, okay? And this is why it's done in a group format. So all 26 people of Tara's that start all sit down together, if they can, on Sunday night and watch a live opening the box. If they can't sit there live, they're able to watch the replay, #replay, and they still get the same information. Does that make sense? Then they come into the support flow of the 30 days through the Fit and Lean 2018. Is that clever? Yeah, cool. Free workouts. There are free home-based workouts, no equipment. Every day there will be activity on that page. There will be recipes, there will be mindset, there'll be motivation, there'll be goal setting, there'll be third meal ideas. So there's going to be so much value added content that these people are getting for free. Like, it's absolutely amazing. The pre-registration form was in the team chat, Georgie. It's a document up above. I think Kat commented or something, and I said just hold on it. Anyway, it's there. Okay, does that make sense? So you need to start plugging this now. You need to get your list worked up. Okay, it's a busy week. I get it. It's a huge busy week. But here's also the thing that happens. It does start to get quiet between that week of Christmas and New Year's. If you happen to be on holidays, please use that time productively and just keep relisting and relisting and relisting and relisting and contacting, okay? Probably, let's say, best with love and energy and compassion to hold off with the messages, to be honest, until Boxing Day, okay? I would personally start Boxing Day, okay? This time of year is cray-cray. All that people can see is their hand in front of them, which is like Christmas Day, okay? So allow them to get over Christmas Day and do all of that fun. And when they're feeling bloated and horrible on Boxing Day, this is where you come through with your live, happy, energetic message. Now, be very mindful of Facebook. You cannot send 100 personal messages at a time. You will throw up as spam, and then your shit's not going to be seen by anybody, okay? I would be saying, if you are going to be sending a typed message through Facebook Messenger, that you do a maximum of 10 per day, because otherwise Facebook is going to see you as a spammer, okay? And they're not going to let your stuff be seen by anybody, okay? So this is where the phone is a must, okay? Or the calling, cool? They're tight on it. They're literally tight on it. So you can go through and you can try to send 100 copy and paste messages at a time, but it's just not going to work. Okay, you're going to drop down in off all of your news feeds. Cool, and you don't want to do that. And also, I think that if you set yourself, let's say, Tara, you have a list of 262 people. You may want to start that now, your list. But maybe the list also then needs revetting, okay? So, because let's do 10 a day. If we can do 10 a day up until the 8th of January, that's 80 contacts, okay? All right. By messenger, more by phone, okay? Does that make sense? Cool. All right, so that's Fit and Lean. So please stay up to date with that. Please watch the live and share it. Emma Linka, thank you very much for sharing it. Di, thank you for sharing it. Tara, thank you for sharing it. I did it. So it was a resource, not particularly for you to share, to be honest, just to show you how your live needs to be. Not necessarily that long, because that was very in-depth. I think that you should do a live that goes for about 3 to 5 minutes. And it should be a bit about you and your personal transformation and why you're so excited about what the Fit and Lean 2018 is going to do and B, for your friends. Okay? Cool? 3 to 5 minutes alive. And guess what? Don't even worry. You're just talking to yourself, to be honest. Honestly. Don't comment back to people if you don't want to. Don't worry about it, because sometimes you get thrown off track. But you know what? People look at something like 100 posts every 10 seconds or something like that. So get over yourself. People probably aren't even going to watch you live. So 3 to 5 minutes. Just talk to yourself. Cool? All right. So a couple of quick things before Kylie jumps on, because I am so excited about her joining us. Please, if you do not have your celebration ticket, ask somebody to buy it for you for Christmas. Like, seriously. Celebration tickets must be locked down very, very early into the new year. Okay? New Year kickoff tickets. Who has them? Who has New Year kickoff? Yeah, it dies away. That's fine, Lainey. Yep, cool. So we know that.
You're on the road.
Oh, hello. Who's just joined us on the phone? Don't know, but I'm just going to put them on mute. So we have New Year's kickoff in Adelaide on the 13th, and we have New Year kickoff in Melbourne on the 20th. Hi, who's joined us on the phone?
Me. Oh, sorry, I just worked out to unmute myself. So I'm going to have to do it by phone, Lisa, because we're travelling.
Oh, no worries, honey bun. I'm just going to put you back on mute.
Hello, everybody. Sorry.
All right. All right, so that's speed. So New Year's kickoff tickets, we all have them. I think everyone's got them except for Di, because she's going. Kat, are you going to be around? Are you traveling? No, do you not have one yet? Okay, so we can talk after. I did buy a couple of extra, so we can sort that out, okay? And we can carpool in together. Fiona, I know that you're there on the phone, so if you can just get back to the team chat or personal chat and let me know if you got a ticket for NYKO in Sydney. I think they just released another 100 because that got sold out. But again, you do want to be at NYKO. There is something being launched at NYKO that you want to be there for. Trust me on that. You want to be at NYKO. Now, I do not know how they're going to keep this secret, since NYKOs are going on all over the country at different dates. So I don't know where the NYKO is happening on the 6th of January. So whoever that is, they're probably going to get to know first, and then it's going to get filtered out. But you still need to be at your NYKO on that particular date, so you see the rollout of this thing happening in front of you. Okay? It's going to make your life so much easier. I promise you. Cool? All right. Does anybody have any brilliant, amazing wins and shares from the week that was? Anything brilliant that happened? You can come on and speak and share your wins before Kylie comes on. Unmute.
I've got something. Last week I mentioned about a colleague was thinking about starting Isagenix. She's committed to starting it on the 28th. So I just have to find a package for her. She wants the healthy aging package. She's in her 50s. So I still have to talk to you about that, Lisa, and find a package in regards. She doesn't want to use the accelerator. Apparently she had a bad experience. I don't know where from.
Just straight up weight loss premium pack. Just swap out the accelerator for something. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
So yeah, because she's really interested in the especially in the vitamins. So she's really interested. So that's a win for me because yeah, she's been watching from the sidelines for quite a while, and which is fine. And but she's come on board.
Long time. I think I know the person that we're talking about. Yeah. She was watching from the day dot that I did it. So this is almost 4 years. So that's pretty good. Congratulations, mate. That's awesome. Anybody else had an incredible win from this week? Kat looks like she's trying to unmute.
Yeah.
Go, mate. Yep.
Well, I've had a lady that works with me watch me for ages and say, oh, you starve yourself, this, that, blah, blah, blah. And her daughter couldn't fit into she wasn't happy in her dress. She had a Deb or something. I think she's only 16. And I said, you know what? Take home 2 shakes. Get her to have these. She'll feel less bloated in the morning. If you want, have some of my cleanse. She just took the shakes. But she came today. She's like, oh, look, I've got to speak to her about it tonight. But if she's serious, you know, can you help me out? And I'm like, yes. Cool. Done. So that was good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's so great, mate. Well done. And I just really also just want to reiterate that people are, I think I said it once from something that Eric Wara said, people are either looking at us to be the guide, or they're looking at us to be the hypocrite. Yeah, just remember that. They're looking at us to be the guide, or they're looking at us to be the hypocrite. Okay, and some people just will take a lot of social proof, like they'll just take a lot of time social proofing. Like the lady Di's talking about, 4 years. Like 4 years. Sometimes people just have to just be, you know, cuddled through that fear stage, which can happen, which can last a long time for people. Remember, we're also in the fear management business. Okay. All right, Taz, what was your win, mate? I'll just unmute you.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Just a couple of wins. I didn't think I had any, but looking back, I am doing the 12 days of healthy Christmas. So I've been sharing on my wall and, you know, putting it out there, the products. The other second win was with my 30-day pack that I've just ordered, because I wasn't always ordering, you know, full systems. I actually got a free pack of is it Isagenix supplements, Lisa? Yeah. So I actually got them for free, only by building my team. So it's good that Isagenix gives back, and I can then try the products and people can see it on me. So hi, Kylie. Kylie's here now.
Oh,
I can't.
my camera's not going to work now. Yeah.
That's all right, Kylie. We know you're beautiful.
Hello. I can't hear you, Lise. You're muted, Lise. You're jabbering away and I can't hear you.
I know, I'm jabbering away. I'm like telling Tara and I'm trying to tell everyone else. So two sex Chicky, I'm just taking over from you. So that is the beautiful thing that Isagenix do for us, is they reward us for being a team builder by giving us free products. How amazing, right? They used to give us Isa Delights and the Aegis Actives, which were just the bomb diggity, because you used to just love getting Isa Delights all the time, which are always great to give away to people. But now we get the added incentive of having the complete essentials with Isagenix, which is an incredible thing to also use as a little giveaway, Taz, and to other people. You know, if you happen to use those things yourself, that's okay, that's awesome. But they are also really great to perhaps give away, like as a little welcome gift. Give them 2 of them and say, next month when you move forward into phase 2, you should get these. How simple are they? Does that make sense? Because you want them to move on to something, okay? Instead of hoarding all those vitamins yourself, because they're going to back up, I'll tell you, make sure that you gift them on, all right? Okay, so now I'm not gabbing. The gorgeous Kylie, seriously, mate, you just look so radiant. You just need to, and by the way, we got to share a bed together, like in a beautiful friendship way. And she wakes up exactly like that. Like, it's crazy. I look at her when I wake up in the morning and I'm like death warms up, and she's just like that. That's right. So I'm going to hand the call over to you, but first up, express my love and gratitude for you for rescheduling, because last night was cray. I was calling you from the phone, you from the car, you were calling me from the car, and we were trying to reschedule. So thank you so much for rescheduling and coming aboard tonight and really sharing your story, because it's incredible, but also sharing your heart and really breathing some belief into these guys. So I'm handing it across to you. I do have some questions for you later, but I'll let you share your story.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Lise. Hey, everyone. So nice to see all your faces. I see everyone's names on Facebook, and it's just really nice to be able to put faces to names. So welcome, everyone, and thanks for having me on your call. So we're just winging it tonight. Lisa's she's just asked me to come on, share my story, and then we're going to have some questions. So for those of you who don't know me, I've been in Isagenix for 5.5 years. I started in May 2012, and I started just purely for the products. I had absolutely no interest in the opportunity side whatsoever. And an old high school friend, John O'Patch, contacted me, and he said, Kyles, I've got these products you might be interested in. And at the time I was doing CrossFit, and I was training like 5 or 6 days a week, but I was really, really struggling with my workouts. And I was sort of looking for something at the time. So I started to research the products, and then I found out it was a network marketing company. And as soon as I found that out, I'm like, no way, not interested. Thank you very much. On your way. But I kept researching the products, and he kept ringing me, and he kept following up with me. And I'm just like, Jono, look, I'm just not interested. And for 3 months I said no to him. And then he rang one day and he said, Kyles, look, it has got the money back guarantee. And that's basically what sold me on it, because while he was giving me that time, I kept researching, and it did keep ticking the boxes. And so, yeah, finally I said yes to him. And it was sort of like I wanted to try the products, but I was also feeling confident that I could send it back. And that's in my head, that's what I was going to do. So anyway, I did the 30 days, had an awesome experience. I was like doing 2 CrossFit sessions by the end of the 30 days. So it was really, for me, it was just the energy. I never did it for weight loss or anything like that. I started on just a 30-day program because at that time, that's all we had. And so, yeah, I had great results. And 2 of the girls that I was training with instantly said, whatever you're doing, I want it. So they came on board. And basically my business started organically like that. But, in the start, I was just like handing them to Jen and saying, these people want the products. But she was actually enrolling them underneath me. So, that, and then I was starting to get money coming in, and I'm like, what's this for? And she said, it's for recommending it to people. So that's sort of how it started. But I still was adamant I wasn't doing the business side. I wasn't going to be involved in a network marketing company. But yeah, so that was, I think I was doing that for about 16 months, and I was only sharing it with people when they came to me. And you know what, guys, I so don't recommend that now, because it worked for me at the start, but you can do this so much quicker just by, we have incredible products and just by sharing them. So I then had the opportunity to buy into a CrossFit box, and I thought that, my world was made. This was going to be my life. I was going to live my passion of, doing CrossFit, and I was going to be able to help people with the Isagenix. But 6 months later, that all came to a sudden standstill. I went to a David Wood event, the UIA in Sydney, and I got home on the Monday morning and walked into work, and my business partner said to me, you've got 15 minutes to pack up your stuff and leave. And so I know, I was gutted, right? I felt like my whole life had just been ripped out from underneath me. I had a $110,000 business loan. I had my mortgage. I had 2 kids at home. My husband was working as many hours as he could work, and I had to pay all this money back, and I had absolutely no income because instantly it was cut. And, when I owned the gym, and I was only taking home $600 a week, and that was it. And I had this massive mortgage to pay, and also the business loan. And so, I was in tears for probably a fortnight, bawling my eyes out, like, what am I going to do? And at that time, Jen and Jono were earning about $7,000 a week. And so I rang Jen and I just said, what have I got to do? What have I got to do to make this work? And she basically just said to me, well, you love the products, you love the company, you just got to stop being selfish and start sharing it. And so, that's what I did, because I didn't feel like I was selfish, but when I look back now, I was, because I was having incredible results, and I wasn't sharing it with people. And so that's what I started to do. And from that point, I had to make this work. So I was desperate. I contacted every single person that I knew through Facebook, through my phone. And I just said, hey, I've got these products you might be interested in. And just told them a little bit about my story, what it had done for me. And then I had people say yes. I had a hell of a lot of people say no. But it didn't stop me. I just kept going and going and going. And before long, I had people starting to order on a regular basis, and that's sort of how it happened. So in that time, in the 5.5 years, I haven't been a massive enroller. That's one thing that separates me from a lot of the leaders, is that I am quite shy and I am quite an introvert, and I build a lot of my business through other people's people, and I can explain that later if you like, Lise. But so yeah, I've enrolled 150. Oh no, sorry, 100. I say 150, but it's now 171 people. So 171 people in 5.5 years, which isn't a hell of a lot of people. That has grown to probably, I haven't checked lately, but it's probably around 94,500, 95,000 people in my downline now. So you can sort of see the power of this, and just by, helping others. And as I said, we've got incredible products, and so everybody's getting these great results, and it just keeps, I can't stop this snowball now, basically. So, every single week, $35,000 to $40,000 comes in every single week. And that's, and to be honest with you, now my role is, I'll still help people when people come to me or whatever, but my role now is just mainly to inspire my team, and to really help inspire others, and to just help people to have what I have, because that's all I want for you guys, and it's what I want for everyone, because the amount of money that comes in is ridiculous. And I was with a girl today, and she was struggling so much, and all I want to do is to help her realise what she could have. And so I had to breathe that belief into her today. And she's not on Isagenix yet, but it's just like, people are struggling so much, and it doesn't need to happen. So, if you're struggling or whatever, hopefully tonight we can help you out on this call, give you some tips, and really help build your belief, because this is the most incredible industry I've ever been in. I can't speak highly enough of it, Lise. It's changed my life completely.
Yeah, I know. So I think that everybody probably, when you just said 35 to 40,000 per week, everyone probably just went like, what? Because it's a huge number to imagine, right? So just come back to me towards the start. Did you ever, 5.5 years ago, ever foresee yourself earning $35,000 to $40,000 per week, or having it's not even a title, right? Because I don't believe in titles in our business, but you are recognised as the #1 income earner in Australia and New Zealand. Could you ever foresee that happening?
Never in a million years, Lise. Like, never. I remember at the very start, I was so excited when I was earning $800 a week. And I rang Jono and I said, Jono, I'm so excited. I've got $800 this week. Like, it was for me, it was massive. I'd never earned $800 in a week. And it was like, and he goes, Kyle, that's going to be like 1,000, and then 2,000, and then 3,000 a week. And I'm just like, I'm just happy with 800. Thank you very much. Like, and Jared, he got his biggest pay. Can I share, babe? Yeah. So he got his biggest pay the other day, and it was $3,000. And it was just like, and he was stoked. And I'm like, but babe, you just don't understand. That's going to be like 4,000, 5,000, 6,000. And it just doesn't seem real, it just does not seem real. And so I get excited because I know it's going to happen. I know, I've been there, and I know that it's going to happen. So it excites me. Yeah. But no, to answer your question, never in a million years. And I've never strived to, like, number one, never on my radar, ever. It was just like, for me, look, I've even got my thing here. For me, it was like, what's the next rank? 1 star, 2 star, 3 star. What do I have to do to get there? And now I'm up to like 14. I actually missed out 15 star by 20 cycles a couple of weeks ago, but it's not, but I don't even check it anymore. Like, I checked it an hour before cut off, and I'm like, damn, I could have made that happen. But it's not on my radar. Like, those things aren't on my radar anymore. It's more about getting my people to hit those ranks now.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Remember when we stayed together in Auckland and you're like, I probably should check my back office, shouldn't I? I'm like, yeah, you probably should. And
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, look, I love that. I really do love that about you, that this is, and I hope that everybody gets this sense that, you know, it's also, it's hard to, it's not hard. It's like, it seems a bit surreal that you do get paid the amount of money that you get for doing something that you truly love, that truly makes a positive impact for other people, right? That's kind of the thing, because it's residual income. So it's money that comes in after the hard work is done. That's the definition of residual income. We get paid the product introduction bonus at the start. We do the coaching, so that's the hard work. And then as they continue on to be a loyal consumer, then we get paid the residual income. So that's kind of the surreal part, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Did you want to continue, or do you want me to
go? No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the crazy thing, you know, and what I like to teach everyone is that at the start, it's really, really, it's hard. It's really hard. And because you don't see a lot of rewards for your effort, and like, I guess the belief I want to breathe into a lot of people is that, you know, the work you do now is going to show up 3, 6, 9, 12 months, 2 years down the track. You know, it's not an immediate thing. As Lee said, the immediate thing is your PIBs, the upfront, you know, product introductory bonuses, but it's the residual that's going to start showing up 3, 6, 9, 12 months down the track. That's when it gets exciting, is when, you know, that residual starts to come in every single week. Actually, I can draw it up on my board. Excuse me, I'm in my pajamas though. But I didn't expect to do this. One thing I like to show.
That's okay. I was going to say, so people, this is what can happen. You can be an incredible, an incredible global leader, and you can be.
I just thought I'd put a nice shirt on. I didn't expect to be drawing on my board.
Actually, lucky you've got some pants on, mate. So it's all.
Yeah, I know. I'll try and get this up a bit. Oops. Okay. I like to draw this because for me, this is one thing that really hit home, and it's on the topic that we're talking about. But it really hit home for me. It was at an Isagenix or something that I first went to in my first year or two, and it's just stuck with me, and I teach it to every single person. But so I'm just going to see that you can see that. Can you see that? Yeah. All right. So this is time. Has anyone seen this before? And this is money. Has anyone seen this graph before? Yeah, Georgina.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm loving it though. Go for it.
Okay. So it just sets out 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So at the start, you're going to be putting in all of this time. Like, you're going to be working so hard, putting in all this time, and you're going to be getting this small amount of money. Yep, just a tiny amount of money, okay? The PIBs are awesome, but the residual that you're going to be receiving is going to be small at the start. Year 2, you're going to notice when people start coming into your team, you're going to notice you're not putting quite as much time in. You're still putting a fair bit in, but your income is actually going up. Yeah? And then by year 3, you can see the pattern, right? And this here is where I'm at now. So, you know, 5th year, this really is a 5 to 10 year plan. Isagenix is really a 5 to 10 year plan. You can do it as quick or as slow as you like. It's totally up to you. This here, so now you have solid leaders underneath you. You have solid people building. You have a great team. You have a great foundation. You generally should be well and truly at exec by here. And basically what you want to do is empower leaders and empower people to build so incredibly well underneath you that you leverage yourself out of a job. And that's what I feel like I've done. You know, I don't probably haven't shown up for quite a while, as in building and whatnot, but my income still comes in every single week because I've got incredible leaders that are underneath me building their businesses, and that's what you want to do. Essentially, you want to leverage yourself out of a job. So I love to show this to people because a lot of people can come into network marketing and think that it's, you know, a get-rich-quick scheme. They're not going to have to do much work and get a whole heap of money. Well, that's an absolute lie. You have to work your absolute butt off. And at the start, it does feel hard and it does take a lot of work. So I hope that helped you guys.
That was brilliant. That was awesome because I don't actually think that I've seen that before. Of course, I've had it, you know.
Well, you use that now.
Yeah, I love seeing that visual. So that is incredible. So thank you. That was awesome. I feel like I've just gotten everything that I needed out of that. And if you guys want to type some chat in there and just express your gratitude for everything going on here, like, please do so.
And please ask questions. Please, if that's okay with you, Lise. Yeah. I'm more than happy. That's what I'm here for, is to help you guys out. So if you've got any questions, fire away, or I'd prefer you to actually unmute and ask me the questions.
Of course, I can. I was going to say something. So, you know, you say about your role that you feel like your role has changed. I mean, I see your role now as, of course, you're the global ambassador, really. So you're the overarching teacher, the guru.
No pressure. Please don't put pressure on me like this.
I'm not putting pressure on you. But, you know, you say you're not hard and fast building your team, but what you're doing is you're building belief into so many people. And we're so grateful for you doing that. So it's incredible. Did anybody type anything in the chat, or did you want to ask questions? Otherwise, I have got some super fast questions to ask because I know that I know I'm really mindful of everybody's time. So if anyone's got anything to ask, please come on.
I think Georgina had a question. She had a hand
up.
Yeah,
I did, but I muted myself and then Lisa was talking, so I put it back on mute again. I wanted to ask you, Kylie, at what point did you, like, for me, I've been in Isagenix for 3 years, but not building the business. I stopped after the first year, and I took time off to build myself because I knew I needed to work on myself. And so I want to get started now building the business. So what sort of, because I have kids and one of them's 6, she's quite demanding. So how did you balance your role as a mum around your children when you were building your business in the beginning? Because obviously you are having to put a lot of time in, right?
Yeah. So to be totally honest, Georgina, I have to live, like, I do have a lot of guilt around this. But I basically just put my blinkers on and I just went for it. And, you know,
you had no choice.
I had no choice. And every second of the day was living and breathing Isagenix. And at the very start, I even remember saying Jen, because she was on to me all the time, you know, get your double PIB, do this, do that. And I'm just like, hey, I don't live and breathe Isagenix, okay? And I was really like, I was adamant. Yeah, I was really, but then when it came to the crunch and I had to make it work, I had to live and breathe it. And, you know, my kids are completely set up for life now. But there was
and they were too young, probably. They were probably too young to even really, like, remember the fact that you weren't there at that point in time, and they're reaping the rewards now. Yeah,
they do remember it. I mean, Jared and Ryder had a conversation about it the other night, but they're grateful for it. You know, they're grateful for it now. It's an awesome question, and I loved how you said that you were building yourself, because
I had to. I had no choice because I couldn't help anyone until I helped myself.
Yeah, and that is what, you know, this past year you've done a massive personal growth journey. Myself personally, Jared, we've done this incredible personal, it's just been personal growth all last year. I don't know who else experienced that, but this year, 2007.
I know, it feels like the year's over, doesn't it? Like we've gone to that growth period and we're into the next one. I know, it's weird. I keep saying last year as well, but I mean this year.
But it is incredibly important, and you know, that's one of the incredible things with this company is that they give you so much personal development. And
they saved my life. I can't even give them, there's nothing I can say I didn't. And I still say to people when they say, oh, you're making your millions yet, jokingly, because people do that, you know.
Yeah.
And I go, you know what, that's all well and good, and I think it's hilarious that you think that's the only thing that's benefited me. I said, great, I might make my millions, I might not, I don't actually care right now. I said, because in terms of what I've gotten out of this company, in terms of what I've gotten for my life, the money is only going to be the icing on the cake. It's never going to be the be all and end all for me. It's going to be the icing on the cake. Yeah.
I 1,000% agree with that. I would trade all the money for the personal development that I've received.
Yeah. The self-love that I have for myself now and the happiness I have and the joy I have, it's priceless. You can't get that. And I think that that's the thing that Isagenix has in spades and really needs to be shared more as well as the product, because it's not just the products that make it such a great company. It's the community that we're in and the training that we get.
And the thing too, like I'd love to share with you guys is that, you know, you'll come to a point in your journey, like I'm not sure where everyone's at in the journey, but you will come to a point in your journey where you just, you know, who here, let me just ask the question. So who here doesn't really have much belief in themselves? Just raise your hand. Yep. It's all of us. It's even me. Like I'm where I'm at and I still don't have 100% belief in myself. But the thing is, some of the things that I have learned and grown from is that I don't take things personally as much anymore. Like there's little things. It's just like, you know, people's objections, they don't bother me at all. People can say whatever they like to me negatively about Isagenix, and it's just total water off a duck's back. Like as if I'm going to believe anything they say when I've got the proof that I've done it. So it's like, you know, it's having that posture and having that certainty and having that belief. And even if the belief isn't in yourself at the moment, if you've got the belief in the products and if you've got the belief in the company and the compensation plan, that is enough to get you through until that belief in yourself grows. So it's about having that posture and that certainty and really, really building on that. And then as you go through your journey, your belief in yourself and your personal development and growth comes with that. And borrow my belief, exactly.
Yes. In spades, we'll borrow yours, Kylie. Thank you very much for that question. That answers that question.
Thanks for asking the question, Georgina.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I do want to say that, thank you, Kylie. That was so incredible and beautiful question, Georgina, because there are a few of us on here with children. So it's a real quality question. So it is, I love the way that you said it was about having my blinkers on, because it was what I needed to do. It was kind of like, once you saw that it was the way out, you had to have your blinkers on to be able to sacrifice to survive. And now, as you said, you know, Ryder and Charlie, they're like set up right forever and ever in a day, because the business is willable to them, right? Which I think is just awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, please borrow our belief. So if you're needing someone, then you borrow our belief. You borrow us. You borrow us to call in, to get into calls for you, to get into conversations for you. You know, you remember that this incredible, beautiful woman with a heart of service who's been doing Isagenix for 5.5 years is currently earning $35,000 to $40,000 per week. Like if you drop that to somebody, their jaw would probably hit the floor.
They won't believe.
They won't believe you. That's right. But then you do also need to say, do you know what? It was a burning passion and a belief and a desire to make a difference in her world and the world of others. And yeah, it took some hard work, but it's completely doable. So
can I just say one thing with that, Liz? Like, you know, my income's ridiculous, but even someone who's earning $500 a week, you know, that is a massive income, an extra income on top of 95% of people's incomes. You know, if you can get your Isagenix business to earning $500 a week, then I would be set with that. You know what I mean? Like I would be happy with that. So, you know, and 1 star, $600 a week. Just make your goal 1 star and get there. And then you've got that extra $600 a week coming in, you know. I don't know. Do you need help building?
No, I think that's I mean, we all need help. What do you mean building? What do you mean?
Oh, just like, you know, how, like who here gets their people to consultant almost instantly? Is there many people on here?
No.
Yeah. So that's one thing that I really try and do is I don't fluff around. I don't beat around the bush. It's just like, who have you got? Who are 2 people that you know that will do this with you? Like, come on, let's get you started. This is a way to get started, is to have 2 people do it with you. Who do you know? Would your mum do it with you? Would your husband do it with you? And then they go, oh yeah, my husband would do it with me. Awesome. Let's get him started at the same time. And you know, if you have one other person, you're going to receive about $420 back. So who else do you know? And do you see that certainty and posture? Yeah. So it's not like, oh, let's wait till, you know, you get your results. And I don't do that. It's just straight in, who do you know? And then if they're like, no, I just want to try it for myself, then I go, okay, no worries. Like, you know, but not many people say that. It's normally, yeah, get them there straight away. And the way I like to build is to, for me, to build my if I'm looking at it as to build an income, I look at who needs help, like who can I help rather than helping myself. You know what I mean? So I'm looking through my team, I'm going through my blueprint reports, and I'm like, okay, how can I help Lisa? How can I help Lisa get to the next rank? And that's what it's about. And then I work with Lisa, and I pick 5 people all the time. It's like 5 people who I want to build with. And it's like those 5 people have to be showing up. They have to be enrolling before I really work with them. So it's, it's finding people who really want this. Like obviously all of you really want it. You're committed. You're on the call tonight. And so, you know, Lisa, I'll be working with these guys. Yeah. And then going through your back office, your blueprint report, seeing where you're at, just doing the next step for people. So if you're a consultant, this is what I do, Lisa, and for you guys that are leaders on here and building strong, I just write out the next step. So if you've got someone who's a consultant, it's like, okay, the next step is manager. And I don't go, you need to get to executive, because that just overwhelms people and puts people straight out of the game. They give up, they get overwhelmed, and they stop. So it's like, okay, so what's the next step? So for you, if you're a consultant, your next step's manager. So how are we going to get you there? And then look through the blueprint reports, and then it's, you know, working with the people that you need to work with to get them to manager, or finding new people. Yeah. Same thing. If it's director and they've got 4 people, it's like, okay, let's get 2 more consultants. Let's get you to director. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. I love that. I love the no fluffing around. So, and you know, who would do this with you? And then planting that seed, like, would your mum do it with you? Would your dad, with dad, or, you know, or your husband or your partner? I really love that. I think it's really solid, and it's something that really, you know, together as a team, it's something that we do need to use, yes, Tara, our assertiveness with. So that's perfect. Did anybody else have any questions? Otherwise, I'm going to fire these ones at Kylie. She got no idea what's about to hit her.
I
know. Anybody else?
Okay, fire away. I'm ready.
Are you ready? Are you sure?
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay.
Don't swing me a curveball.
Okay, so you know, Georgina touched on, you know, the kids and stuff like that, but what does an average day look like for you?
Now or when I was building?
Let's go both. So people know the reality then and versus the reality now.
Okay. When I was building hard, it was second I woke up, I would get on my phone, look at messages, respond to messages to people, get up, you know, get the kids brekkie. Then as soon as they were off to school, it was like straight into it. I would be having, you know, 10 conversations going on my Facebook chat. That was conversations to people who I'd already enrolled. It was conversations to people who I was, you know, communicating to about the program. It was conversations about just seeing what people were up to in their life, to start those conversations, because I always wanted it to get around to what are you up to now, and then I could bring in Isagenix. So yeah, I always had conversations going. And you know, my husband at the time he walked past and he goes, "Oh, you're on the unsociable network." So, you know, but I was busting my butt to build this business, and he sees it now, but he didn't see it at the time. So that's one thing, you know, if you've got a partner or someone who's not so supportive or not in your corner or whatever, do this because you'll prove it in the end that, you know, I know that there's a lot of people that don't have the support, and it makes it very hard, but you can totally do it. I've done this whole thing on my own, basically, build it. So Shane was great. He helped with the kids. But yeah, as far as Isagenix went, I was building it on my own. So yeah, and basically, you know, start at 9, kids get home at 3. I'd work all day, have meetings, set up lunches. I love belly to belly. So set up lunches with people, catch ups with people. Kids would get home, have a bit of time with the kids, and then I was back on the computer again. So I pretty much lived on my computer. Yeah, and then I'd work till midnight, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Whoever was up, I'd be talking to them. I became this keyboard Nazi, just talking to everybody. So that was like my life then. I did make sure, one thing though, you don't have to build that hard. Really, I guess some of the lessons that I learned is that you will just burn out. I burnt myself out quite a few times. And yeah, and just to, I mean, it depends what pace you're doing it at, really. It really depends what pace you're doing it at. But, you know, set time aside for yourself is one really important thing. So for me, it was going to the gym. I was still doing my CrossFit training. That was my breather from Isagenix. Even though I was still connecting with people there, it was my breather and it was what I needed to do for me. Yeah. Nowadays, my life, wake up when I want, have breakfast on the veranda every day, go to the gym, have my acai bowl. I don't really do much. Sounds so boring. And then, yeah, that's pretty much my days and my day now. You know, people will message me, I'll get back to some messages, but I'm not in demand because I've built really capable leaders, you know, unless everyone just thinks I'm so busy that they don't want to bother me, but that's not the case. I travel a lot. Yeah. Oh, there's a bubba.
Yeah. Spend time on your mates, Fijian Island. I quite like that. That's pretty cool. So thanks for that, lovely. I love that you say that, you don't really do a lot. I love that. Like, imagine, look, I just ask people to imagine that day where you just like wake up, the alarm clock on, no schedule, and you get to do whatever you want, when you want, with who you want, really. So, yeah. So you talked about the relationship side of things, and I love that. So thank you so much for touching on that. Can I ask about what failure do you think that you've had in the last 5.5 years that's actually set you up for some success?
Failure. Oh, so I wouldn't call this a failure, but it was an absolute fluke. So for me, well, not a fluke, but just my success has been because I was so scared to build this business, and I was so scared to I did a lot of my conversations through Facebook, whereas now I'll just get on the phone because I've got that belief. But at the start, it was like all conversations were through social media, because I was too scared to pick up the phone and talk to people. But I knew I had to converse with people. And I was scared of presenting. I'm still petrified of presenting. That's why you never see me on stage, because it petrifies me. And yeah, so it's not a failure, but what I did was I empowered other people to step up. So I come up with all these brilliant ideas. It's like, at the start we're doing launch parties a lot. And I only ever held one of my own launch parties, but I made everybody else hold launch parties, and I just turned up at them to be the support, to be the cheerleader, right? But I would get them to stand up and tell their stories, which empowered them and made them into awesome leaders. But for me, I sat back because I was scared to talk, but it worked in my favor. The other thing too, so really I've just really empowered people to step up before me and take the lead. And then that's empowered them. So I don't see that as a failure. I see that as a bloody smart thing, because it's totally worked in my favor. And now I have all these awesome leaders who are running their own races, don't need me whatsoever. And I've leveraged myself out of a job, which has been incredible. Because I see a lot of people that still micromanage all their teams. And it's like, you're doing everything for everyone. Like, stop it. What are you doing that for?
I love that. I love that your introvertedness has actually been one of your hugest successes. It's been awesome.
Yeah.
That, you just don't ever kind of fall into the trap of hearing people or really allowing people to believe that just because they're an introvert that they can't build this business. So
yeah, and I've had one of my girlfriends who's a major introvert, like 20 times more than me. She just went 5-star last week or the week before.
That's awesome.
So yeah, and she's built it exactly the same as me. She's empowered people to step up and build, and she's just been the cheerleader, and that's all we need to do. We just need to be cheerleaders for our people.
Awesome. Or maybe
not the know-it-alls. Know-it-alls don't. It doesn't work.
I was going to say, before Tara has something to say, I was going to say maybe there's a little secret there that we should be looking for some introverts. So yeah. All right, Tara, did you want to ask a question, mate?
Have to unmute Tara. There we go.
Am I unmuted?
Yep.
Hi, Kylie.
Okay.
Just a couple of quick questions. The first one is, has anybody in your team passed you at all? And how old are you?
Sorry?
How old are your children?
They're 10 and 11 now. So they turn 11 and 9 in January. But yeah, and no one has, but Jackson's I think he's number 2 this month. I'm number 1, he's number 2, and Jackson's my personally enrolled. So, but you know what? I can't wait for someone to overtake me, get me out of the limelight. I'm quite happy with what I'm earning, so they can all go earn whatever they want to earn. It's yeah. I just want to see other people succeed. Like there's enough for everybody. Yeah. But I have overtaken Jen and Jono who enrolled me. So there's definitely the opportunity to do that. You can definitely overtake that your enrolling sponsor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great question.
That's the goal. That's the true leveraging yourself out of the business. Taz, did you have anything else you wanted to ask, mate? I'll just put you. Oh, one more. Cool.
Sorry, I'm a talker. I just wanted to say, when do I get to sleep with a millionaire too?
Well, Lisa was lucky.
I was thinking it was good fun. All right. Where am I? Okay, so I'm just going to put you back onto mute again because you're a lot of feedback off your phone. All right. So, okay, Kylie, what bad recommendations or chit chat do you ever hear about network marketing?
I don't listen to any now. That like it's a pyramid scheme, doesn't work. I don't really know what no one comes to me with anything anymore, but they were the main things.
Yeah.
It just, the usual things, person at the top always makes the money, which is rubbish because as, we just explained with Tara, you can out earn your sponsor.
Yeah.
So that's, and I've been in 5.5 years, people have been in 13 years and still up there. So, all of the things that people come up with, there's things, it's just not true. Basically, it's not true. So, if you do have objections with those sort of things, there's, I don't know, do you want me to, what I would say, or if someone came up to me with an objection about something?
Just what you would say. Let's say we probably all hear the same thing. You go, oh, that's a pyramid scheme. Everybody just gets ripped off, ripping your friends off, those types of things. Like I know that you have this incredible certainty, but what would be the thing that you would say back to that, that comment?
So if someone said a pyramid scheme, I'd go, what is a pyramid scheme to you? And normally they don't know how to answer it. They go, oh, well, isn't that, where, like exactly what you said, where you rip your friends off, or and then I just go, well, as if I'd do something like that. There's no way I'd do something like that. I'm not in this to rip my friends off. I'm here to help my friends earn 6 figures a year. Like, I'm not here to rip my friends off. I'm a bit blunt with my answers, but it's just like, it's the truth. It's, yeah. And if they say it's a pyramid scheme, so I'd say, well, what is a pyramid scheme? Half the time they can't answer that. And then just say, well, I've heard pyramid schemes are illegal, and I wouldn't do anything that's illegal. You know me, I wouldn't do it. So it's not a pyramid scheme.
Awesome. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. And it usually just stops them then, and they don't say any more.
Yeah, that's right. Because I think it's just a conditioned thing that they heard off their mums, brothers, uncles, sisters, cousins, really.
Yeah.
Like 1950. So, yeah. It's like when you go shopping and you really want something, but someone asks you, do you need it? And you go, no, thanks, just looking. You know, it's
exactly.
one of those things. What do you do when you feel overwhelmed or unmotivated?
Yeah. So this happens a lot throughout your journey, a lot. And basically I just take it back to taking the focus off me and who can I help? You know, because if I'm overwhelmed, there's no point. I can't do anything for myself because I'm overwhelmed. So the first thing I do is say, okay, well, who can I help? Who needs my help? I reach out to people. Do you need me to help you with anything? Go through my back office, see who needs help. And it's the first thing that will get you out of overwhelm, is to do that. Take the focus off yourself and onto others. Yep.
Beautiful. Okay. Second last question. I promise you. And you've been incredible, by the way.
I'm fine. I'm okay.
So what advice would you give a smart, driven and hungry new person looking at Isagenix?
I love those people. Come to me. So basically it's be a little bit harder with them. I always get in trouble off Jared for being hard with people, but it's not, it's a loving hard, if you know what I mean. Like, it's like, you know, if you say you want this to me, then you've got to start to show up, you know, and you have to be showing up, because otherwise your actions are going to speak louder than your words. If you're not showing up, then you're not going to get my time. So, yeah, it's basically, it's like, how can I help you? And who are the people that you know that will want to do this with you? Let me talk to them, and I'll talk to them. And then I'll get the ball rolling, and I make them be on the three-way calls with me, so that they're hearing my language, they're hearing what I'm speaking about. I'm pretty much, if someone says to me they want to run and they're showing up, I'm joined at the hip with them for probably 3 months until they understand it, until they speak like me. Yeah.
Nice. That is beautiful.
But they do have to be showing up with that in that 3 months. Like, if they say they want it and then don't do anything, it's like, okay, sorry, but you're not ready for this yet. It's next person.
Yeah. And events inside of that would be non-negotiable, right?
Oh, yeah. 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 Any incentives, like, I don't usually run incentives, but if I was to run an incentive, you know, like I have done like a 6 or 8 week mentoring challenge where it's a run to exec. And basically all I do in that is just do weekly calls with people, and I do one-on-one calls with them, and I pick 5 people, and I work closely with those 5 people. And, you know, basically I'm just doing that next step thing. Okay, you're manager, let's get you to director. How are we going to do that? Let's talk, have the conversations, let's talk to people, bring your people to me, get them in front of me, and I work closely with them like that.
Beautiful. Thank you. Sorry, I was going to...
I got sidetracked. So, and with that, like, the thing is, they have to have a celebration ticket before I'll work with them. You know, it's whatever the next event is, they have to have that ticket before I'll work with them. So that's one of the criteria for me to work with them. Yeah.
Perfect. Beautiful. Because we know how powerful our events are and powerful celebration is. So, yeah.
Yep. I was an event junkie my first couple of years. I went to every single event. I went to any IC uni that was on in Sydney or Brisbane. I didn't travel to Perth. Sorry, Perth, if you're from Perth, but I didn't travel all the way over there. I couldn't afford to. I didn't have the money to, but I made sure. And, you know, the first few years I was bunked up. I was bunked up with 6 people in a room. Every single event, it was like, it was a party. It was like, yay, let's get all the girls together. Let's go to this event. It was an exciting thing to be going to the next event and leading up to that next event. So don't ever let money be an excuse for you to not get to events, because that, I don't buy that. It's like, make it work, make it happen, because this is your future. And, you know, even if you do have to shack up with four or six people in a room, it's fun. And that's what this business is about, having fun.
That's beautiful. I'm going to add in a bonus one in a second, but the inside of Isagenix, with all of the people that you know and all of your mentorship and all of the influencers inside of Isagenix, who has given you the best piece of advice, and what has it been?
Oh, great question.
That was the curly one.
Yeah, that's the curveball. Okay, so it was Michael Klaus, and it was at my very first celebration. There was 300 people there, and he said, find someone who has what you want, ask them what they did, do that, and continue until. And that was probably one of my best pieces of advice. I mean, I've probably got more than that, but that was the one that's always stuck with me. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's solid. Solid. And
the other thing was the belief questionnaire. Like that, I train everyone on the belief questionnaire, because that's the first step. You know where people are at when you fill out that belief questionnaire.
Yeah, I like that. Find the person that has what you want, and
ask them what they did.
Ask them what they did.
Yeah. And Eric Worry, when we were over there, Lise, he touched on that as well. Yeah, there was only 300 people at the first celebration I went to in 2013 or 14. 2013 it was. Yeah, 300 people. And I sat up the back, arms crossed. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, it was embarrassing when I look back on that.
Well, it worked well.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
Now I probably should throw in the disclaimer about the income, that of course our income grows in service to other people, and is really attributed to, you know, your work ethic and individual effort put in, and even prior skill base. But Kylie, can you please give us your biggest month to date?
I hate talking money.
Maybe that's why I asked the question.
Yeah, I'm glad you put the disclaimer in there. 400,000, a little over 400,000 for the month. Yeah.
Yeah. So their balls all dropped. Sorry, their jaws all dropped. But we do need to say that there was a global leadership pool inside of that one. None of the other global influencers played in it or took part in it. And so that global leadership money went to you. So congratulations. But the same thing again is that everything that Kylie does and Kylie has and Kylie serves is available to everybody. Is it not?
Yeah, 100%. It's just how bad do you want it is really the question. And what are you prepared to give up? What are you prepared to sacrifice? What are you prepared to do to get there? Yeah. Because it seriously is such a simple business. It's so simple. It's just not easy. It's hard work. It's really hard work. It's consistent work. It's consistent effort. It's consistent conversations. It's consistently showing up when you don't want to. It's just being consistent, 100%, and building leaders. Like, I can't stress enough. Don't do this on your own. Build leaders. Build leaders to do it with you and work with you. Like, there's nothing more exciting than when you're running with a team of people. Nothing more exciting. So, you know, people on the same mission as you. Like, it's really exciting. Yeah.
Well, you have been an absolute treasure. I'm going to throw it open to everyone else again to ask to see if there's any final questions or final words of wisdom that anybody else would like to ask. Or if you'd like to come off mute and just show Kylie some love and gratitude for spending some time with us. So I'm just going to shut up.
Have you got a photo, Lise?
Yeah, Shona took one before, but we might do we might get another screenshot one.
Because that's all I ask, is if you can just,
take a photo.
Do a photo so I'm actually seen as doing some work.
All right. No worries. Okay. So you all have, this is the thing, you have to smile, right? So ready?
It looks like we're having an absolute ball.
Oh, yeah, we are. Hang on 2 seconds. I've just got to take some notes down because they look really messy off the back of my board. That's better. All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Beautiful. And you happen to be right in the middle of the screen too, mate. So that's just
Oh, great.
yeah.
Okay,
All right, I'm
cool.
going to come off. I'm going to go on mute. I want everyone to come off and just ask one more question if you have it, or just share your love and gratitude.
All right, well, I'll go first if no one else is talking.
Thanks,
Hi,
Georgie.
Kylie. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. It's been amazing. I actually heard you talk in Tassie.
Oh, yeah.
And it blew me away, because I think we sort of see, you know, the ISA millionaires as, you know, these really strong, and to actually, because I'm quite an introvert as well, and to actually see, you could actually see how petrified you were on stage when you said that, but it was just so touching, and it was just, I just wanted to go off and give you a hug, and it made me sort of realise that you are human. So thank you so much. And yeah, it's been great. So I know building belief in your team, I think that's just such a powerful thing to be able to do. So that's definitely going to be my thing to work on for next year. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Georgie. Thank you. That's beautiful.
Yeah, so Kylie, I want to say the same thing too. I don't know if you can hear me. Am I off mute? Yes,
Yep.
I am. Okay, I just want to say the same thing that Georgie just said. Hi, Georgie, another Georgie here. I just wanted to say the same thing. I actually heard you talk about that in Melbourne, and when you said, you know, that you get really nervous on stage, and like I'd seen you speak, I think maybe once before, and I had never noticed that you were nervous. And I thought, isn't it funny that our perception of someone until they're vulnerable with us and honest with us is actually often skewed, and it can often stop us from moving forward because we're comparing ourselves to other people. Like we'll compare and say, well, I don't look like Kylie, or I'm not building as quick as the person who's in my team or whatever. But I think what we really need to focus on, I personally think we need to focus on what speed's right for us and what's authentic for us, right? And to be really honest. And I think that that's how we can meet people and connect with them, because being vulnerable allows people to see that you're human and to connect with you on a really close level, and to share with you and to get to know you. And you did that for me. You gave me permission to actually believe that I could actually build this business, because up until then I hadn't seen anybody actually admit that they struggled with that, and they struggled with talking to people. Even when you are successful, that you still struggle with it. So I really appreciate the fact that you are such an authentic, honest person, and that you really have a huge heart for service and you give back so much. And I know you say you're not doing much now, but what you've done previously, it flows down, and it's like not residual income, but residual effort, in the sense that the lessons that you've taught are still being taught to other people. So I'm really grateful for you. So thank you.
That is so beautiful. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. And
You're welcome.
I mean, you're so lucky to see me on stage, because I've been on stage 3 or 4 times, I think, and that's about it.
Yeah,
So,
you don't do it very often, apparently.
Yeah, no, yeah. I need to do more of it, but that's maybe where I need you guys to pump me, you know, give me that belief in myself that I can do it. Because
you need to do what Tony Robbins does, and what is it, Mel Robbins teaches you, that you
himself.
don't. No, I've been listening to Mel Robbins' book. I can't even know what it's called now, the 5-second rule. But she says, and even Tony Robbins says the same thing, you know, that our body does not know the difference between fear and excitement. So when you start to feel afraid, if you just tell yourself, I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited. So every time you have to go on stage, instead of saying, oh my God, I don't want to do this, you just say, I'm so excited, and your brain goes, oh, she's excited, she's not scared, and then you don't feel scared anymore. And she said it takes about, you know, a month or 2 of continuously doing it, and then it goes away. But it actually really works, because it's actually helped me heaps. Yeah, well, I read it and I thought, Tony Robbins said it, she said it, I'll do that. But it's psychologically the same thing, sweaty palms, racing heart, it's the same thing. Excitement gives you the exact same thing. Yeah, well, I just think, well, hey, if that's what it takes, reprogram your mind to believe it's excitement rather than fear.
Yeah. Thanks, Georgina. That's beautiful.
You're welcome.
Hi, Kylie. I've got my husband Tim with us here. I just wanted to say thank you, because you spoke about your vulnerability, and it really resonates with a lot of us. And that coming from you, and also hearing it from Lisa and from so many other people, it just touches back to you, and it's a really personal aspect that, you know, we can all relate to. And you're not alone. That's what we're feeling. We're not alone. So I really want to say thank you, and I'm really grateful that you actually, shared that, because it just helps us see that, we're there. We see it and we feel it. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. That's really nice. Thanks for that. I try and be, I always speak my mind. I'm always, speak my truth, and I'm always honest and real. I guess that's one word that I try and be all the time, is just real. So
Your best quality.
I'm just normal, just like everyone else.
Thank you.
Does anybody else want to share? Want to say any gratitudes or anything to Kylie before we wrap this up and give her a big hug and then head off for the night? Come on, Lainey, you have to.
I will.
With that beautiful baby. Oh, go Kat. Go Kat.
Yeah, I just want to say the same thing pretty much. It's good to hear that everyone's vulnerable. No one wants to pick up the phone. Just do it. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, you're welcome. And that's it. That's, 100%. Just do it. Whatever way works for you, just do it that way. Just make it happen. That's all it is. It's just about taking the action, because you're not going to get any results if you don't take the action. And so whatever that action is for you, whatever's going to work for you, if picking up the phone doesn't work for you, don't do that. Find a different way, and just, that's the action you take to get your results. I'll have a shake, please, babe. Thanks.
What one do you want?
Chocolate. Thanks.
That's what you're able to do when you're an millionaire. You're able to like boss Jared around, and
I'm not.
You have a shake boy.
We want to know if Jared's in his pajamas as well.
Jared, I'm not calling him.
Jared's in his pajamas.
Kylie's in her pajamas, but is Jared in his pajamas walking around the house?
Naked behind your screen.
Yeah, no, we consider reflecting the glass, Jared, so you better have clothes on.
It's going to get noisy in here in a minute, so we might wrap it up in a second.
All right. Thank you so much, Kylie. And Lisa, thank you so much. You're just awesome for organising this and allowing me to be part of your team. I'm really grateful for both of you.
No worries.
Yeah, thanks, Lisa. Thanks for having me on.
No worries, mate. So if nobody's got any last pieces to add in, thank you so much, Kylie, for your time. Everybody else, thank you so much for your time. I hope you've got a lot out of it. And remember that this is recorded. So if anybody wants to go back and pick up those little tidbits again, then you certainly can. Kylie, have a Merry Christmas, my love. Your Christmas tree looks beautiful in the background, by the way. So have an incredible, beautiful Merry Christmas, and enjoy your steak that Jared's making you.
Yes, I will.
All right.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone. See you at the next event.
See you later. Bye.